Hello, look what I got on eBay. A box. It's an expensive box, but it's perfectly cute. It's gonna be my new dice. I'm gonna roll dice with it. No, I got this thinking what would be good for a general of an all-cat army would have to be a lion. So I bought this for about 40 something bucks. It's the Manticore. It was supposed to have Dieter Hellschnicht on it, I guess. So anyway, I got this for like 40 bucks. But now that I see it, I don't know that it's that great of a general. I might try to, I don't know, we'll see. I gotta strip the paint off. Then I'll take the legs off. Then the tail's gotta go. I don't really like the face too much. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. There, yeah, let's get to work on it. Yeah, but once I strip the paint off, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I also, I don't know, this face, it's not that great. But then I thought, well, I have all this. Maybe I'd use this as like a great 3D model for a sculpt. Can I even just break this apart with my hands? Yeah, they didn't pin it together, so it's pretty easy to break apart. Or I'm just very strong. Either way. Are these metal wings? Wow, they used to make plastic wings. I think maybe if I cut this, I can maybe make him rear up a little bit. I don't know. I know that head comes off too, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, what if I sculpt it from scratch? So I got a bit of aluminum foil, and then I thought, what if I gave it 6 legs instead of 4? 4, right? That's what I have, 4? I'll have to do one here, one here, one here, one here, and then 2 reaching out, and then I can do his head, and I can still do wings, and I can still do a regular tail. So that's what I'm doing. And now on to the milliput, and yeah, we'll see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I have plan B. Just strip the paint and see what happens. All right. And I'll figure out I'm going to document this whole process. That way you can see me go from step 1 to step 2, step 3. Although it'll probably be step 1 to step 2 to step 3, back to step 2 because I changed my mind. Then I'm going to skip step 3, go right to step 4, step 5, then change my mind and say, you know what, I was right the first time. Go back to step 2. And then I'll probably go back and just strip the paint and then give up everything or buy another one. Look, I'm not the most decisive person in the world. So anyway, yeah, onto the milliput, and then I'll show you where that is. So here it is. So far, there's basically the 2 legs and then the first part. I can still just do 2 legs, but I don't know. You know, I could just make it rearing up like that, and I could make it and just put the head here. I really could do that. If I'm gonna keep going, or I could keep going with the 6 leg thing. I don't know. I mean, do I need to do the 6 leg thing? I don't know. Yeah, because I'm also gonna add wings to it. So what I'll probably do is do 6 legs and be so upset with myself for doing it, and then I'll throw it against a wall and cry all night. That's my plan right now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna keep going. I go. You know, it'll be different. A 6-legged lion, I guess. Is that I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there it is so far. I think that butt might be a little too big. I might have to do something. But maybe when I add everything, I don't know. I mean, you know, some people like big butts. Maybe that's enough. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to shape it down a little bit. But yeah, so the next step, I guess, would be to add the next 2 set of legs. And I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. What do I do? What do I do? All right, well, we'll find out. All right, 2 more legs in the books. And I kind of fixed that giant ass problem that I had a little bit. Obviously, it's not detailed out. That's going to be the green stuff. I don't know. Part of me still thinking you know what? Just put a head on it. You could be done. A head and some wings. You got a Manticore. It'd be pretty solid. I don't know. But I also feel like, you know what? I could always just do it again, I guess, right? I kind of want to. I don't know. Also, I wonder if this pose is even action-packed enough. So even if I have this, you know, this paw reaching up. So I did 2 more paws, give it a little more torso. The head will be up here. I'm trying to picture it. I don't know. And then the wings will be right here. I don't know. 6-legged lion. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna do it. Anyway, if I don't like it, I will start over. All right, so here it is with 6 legs, and I'm glad I went through and put the extra 2 legs on it so I can see that I hate it. No, I kind of like it. I like it. Don't I? Don't I like it? I guess. I don't hate it. The one thing I need to work on now, I'm looking at it, obviously the center of gravity is going to be a little weird. If I have it roared back like this, I have to worry about the center of gravity, and they're going to be the wings too. So at some point I have to put little things here. I think I'm going to make them sort of bat-like versus bird-like. One, it'll be 1,000 times easier to sculpt, but also it's a mammal. Why would a mammal have bird wings? I don't know. So that's where I'm at. So I think I need to, maybe I've been holding it together with clothespins, which, yes, if you're under the age of 30, you probably have never heard of a clothespin. So yeah, I own them. I know, I'm literally turning into one of the cat lady ogres that I'm sculpting. It's very bizarre, only I have worse teeth and bigger belly. And, well, not stronger, but anyway. So this is what it looks like with 6 legs. The next step, I might hold off on the face. I might put a rough thing in there just so I know where it is. Now I need to thicken up these arms a little bit. Again, I need to work on the center of gravity on a base, so I'll probably try and drill it into a base so I can make the toes flush. And that way I can pin them down to the base like that. That's the plan for right now. That's the next step. And I'm going to put little holes in where I think the wings should go, which should probably be about there. And I'm going to use these guys. I'm going to heat them a little bit so they have a little bend to them. And then I'm going to put more little spokes coming out, like dirt, 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 something like that. Yeah, and then I think I'm going to use the plaster that I got from the old scenery kit to do like the texture in that. I don't think I'm gonna I could try that thin plastic and just heat it up, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. All right, so that's the next step, and yeah, hopefully I'll have time to do that tonight or tomorrow, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, I didn't get a lot done, but I did mount him. All right, that sounded weird. All right, we'll let it go. I did put him on a mount. How's that? I am noticing a couple problems. So after what I did with the mount, first of all, I wrapped around some wire and put 2 holes in this plastic, and then drilled holes, put them through, and then twisted them together like twist ties. Do they even make twist ties anymore? I feel like twist ties and clothespins. I sound like a 1980s housewife, I'm sure. But anyway, I did that so it's mounted. I'm finding 2 problems. The first problem is that it looks like a sculpt by a 4-year-old, all right, give myself some credit. How about a 5th grader? It looks like a sculpt by a 5th grader who got bored of it and then said, "Oh, Timmy bit off its head." But that should go away when I put green stuff on it, I think. The other problem is the center of gravity is like the center of it's right about there. So I'm worried that it's putting too much strain on the back of the calf. I mean, it'll still stand fine, but if I'm moving it around, if I'm packing it, if putting pressure on it at all, like if I use this piece, which is the intent, I'm worried that it could cause damage back there, and that would be bad. So there are a few options. One, I could try and counterbalance it with the wings, I guess. Maybe like if they come back, the further they come back, the farther they come back, the lower the center of gravity will be. I could probably do something with the tail too, either tie it down there, or maybe I'll put a piece of lead or uranium. That will do it. That's probably not a good idea. I could do what Games Workshop used to do. I put little blades of grass. They used to do that with horses for the Bretonian Knights. They would put blades of grass to give it structural integrity. I guess I could prop it up this way and put it on like a rock. But that's like every single monster that they have. But the other thing I was thinking of that I'll probably do is, I was thinking it'd be funny if you were playing with like intestines, like it were a piece of string. So if I put like a corpse with like a ball of yarn or something like that, only its intestines, and then I could easily put like a little copper rod right there, and then that will definitely help out. that's where I'm leaning right now. But we'll see. Also, milliput doesn't take 24 hours to cure. I found that out. It turns out it's only like 5 or 6, not even. So yeah, so the next step will be do details. I'm gonna do quite a bit of details. I'm not gonna do the whole thing at once. I'm gonna try and do like piecemeal. So like I'll do this area, then maybe this area, then like this and this. Although I'm not sure, should I give them genitals? That's always like a weird thing. Like looking at a GW sculpt to see if they have genitals. Does anyone else do that, or am I just weird? All right, whatever. Yeah, so I'm not gonna stop and do a full video each time I do that. I'll just like burp, 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 burp. Yeah, and the head, I might do a full video for that one. What I'm doing with the head, I'm almost like building a skull, the top part of the skull, the lower jaw, and then I'm sculpting around it so I can give details in the inside of the mouth, because obviously you need him roaring. I mean, he has to roar, right? If you have him just like, dirt, it's not gonna look too fierce. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'll be back and with more detail soon, hopefully. Bye. All right. As promised, I fast forwarded and did a lot of green stuff things, but it's definitely coming together. First of all, the wings, that's just a placeholder. Obviously, the wings aren't going to be these weird javelins stuck in their back, in its back. Yeah. I just put those here as placeholders because if I took it out, it sort of looks like, I don't know, back boobs, or maybe like where a bot fly was just removed from or something like that. It's kind of gnarly looking. So obviously I haven't detailed any of that, but that's coming up too. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to make it almost like long arms that swoop down. I did do a lot of the detail, the musculature and green stuff, which I like the fact that you can kind of feel it when you run your finger across it. You can see it a little bit, but not as much. Have not decided what to do with the genitals yet. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do real Slaneshi and give him one testicle. I think that would be appropriate. Getting there. That's all I can say. We're getting there. The head, let's see. The head, obviously, this is very, very rough. I did the first, who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? I did the top and lower jaw separate so I could add detail inside, like the tongue. I wanted to make sure there's detail in there, and I don't think I could have gotten it if I sculpted the head in one big block. So I did them separate, glued them together, and then drilled it roughly about where it's going to be. So that's going to, there we go. Yeah, I hope it, now, as I start to add more detail and thickness in here, we'll see. At some point, the mane is going to be, doing a lot, but I'm not sure how much. I think the mane is going to be covering up a lot of flaws. That's my assumption. But otherwise, it's coming along. Hopefully, I've been working on this for a while already, but yeah, it's kind of tough because you sculpt and then you have to let it cure. So basically, there's sometimes I make green stuff, I sculpt it, and then I can only do like a little bit at a time. So I make a wad this big and just like stick it on there. I think if I had no life and no job, well, less of a life and less of a job, I would probably be able to just get a big thing. But who am I kidding? I would just sit around watching Law and Order. So that's where I'm at so far. And yeah, I'll keep you posted as always.